13 Things in Life You Should Never Tolerate. Tolerance is a quality that some people value. It indicates that you are giving others room and not imposing your opinions on them. Tolerance, nevertheless, might also make one vulnerable to exploitation. Life is a trip, as the saying goes, and each of us must find our own way there. Even though we all make mistakes along the way, it's crucial to recognize when something isn't going your way. And while it's simple to point out when someone else is condoning behavior that is improper, it can be much more difficult to recognize your own patterns of behavior and recognize when you need to stop. Here are some things that you can benefit from becoming intolerant to. Number 1. Toxicity. Toxicity can take many forms and can have an emotional, physical, or mental effect on you. It could be a person who constantly puts you down, a bad habit like drinking too much alcohol, or a stressful work environment. Whatever form toxicity takes in your life, one thing is certain: if left unchecked, it will slowly destroy all aspects of who you are. And for that exact reason, you should never tolerate it. Number 2. Dishonesty. Dishonesty is one of the most destructive forces in our society, and it should never be tolerated to any extent. It's a form of betrayal, which is the breaking or violation of trust. If you tolerate dishonesty, then you are allowing yourself to be deceived by others. You're allowing someone to break their word or commitment without holding them accountable. Even though this is typically not the case, those who lie frequently feel justified in doing so because they believe they are speaking white lies or bending the truth just enough so no one gets harmed. But even if those minor lies initially seem harmless, they can have significant effects over time. Number 3. Critiques. The goal of doubters is to see you fail, and they'll only make you move slower. Pursuing your desires and aspirations is difficult enough as it is. Decide carefully who you confide in and with whom you share your aspirations. Be cautious while discussing your attempts with people who frequently cast doubt on, criticize, and denigrate others. They'll just bring negativity into your life. Someone won't likely be glad for you when things go well if they don't agree with what you're doing. The finest thing you can do is surround yourself with individuals who will cheer for your achievements just as much as they will. Number 4. Hypocrisy. When someone asserts that they have moral principles or convictions but then behaves in a way that contradicts those principles, that person is being hypocritical. Another way to put it is as having a double standard, such as when someone condemns someone else for doing something that they also do. It is a quality that goes against your core principles and should not be overlooked. It's dishonest and demonstrates a complete disregard for one's own standards. They might even be hiding something else entirely behind those standards. Number 5. Excuses. Although an explanation is frequently mistaken for an excuse, they are not the same. Reasons give an account of something that has happened, excuses justify why it should be accepted. It's critical to understand what excuses are, a means of evading accountability. Making excuses is a way for people to convince themselves that their own poor decisions weren't all that horrible, and when individuals begin to believe their own lies, things quickly deteriorate. Holding yourself and others accountable is the best way to prevent making excuses. Number 6. Time wasters. Someone who disrespects your time is a time waster. They break their commitments, occupy too much of your time with their drama, or continually ask you to do things for them without ever repaying the favor. You can't accomplish anything else for every second you spend dealing with a time waster. A time waster may appear in your life at any time, but you are not required to put up with them. Establish limits and abide by them. If a time waster wants something from you, ask yourself if it's worth it before agreeing or giving in to their request. Number 7. Self-condemnation. The words that come out of your mouth when you talk about yourself have a significant impact. Words frequently result in beliefs, which establish the conditions for action. Your self-talk changes you as a result, influencing your attitude and actions. If you constantly berate yourself with negative language, your brain will begin to accept those messages as truth, even if they aren't. Moreover, this might result in low self-esteem, which can then cause anxiety and even despair. When talking to yourself, try to use your words carefully and keep in mind that imperfections are okay. Nobody is. Number 8, boredom. There's a significant likelihood that something more serious is going on if you find yourself becoming bored. Being bored frequently signals a lack of progress and stagnation, two qualities that should never be tolerated in daily life. The fact is that life is too short to waste away in comfort and inactivity. To challenge oneself with fresh experiences and adventures is the only way to break out of a rut or let go of bad habits. It's crucial for both your own development and the well-being of your interpersonal interactions. Number 9, negativity. Bad thoughts and pictures proliferate. They appear on the internet, on television, and even in musical compositions. It's easy to become depressed by negativity. Don't put up with it. Instead of taking in information that supports negative viewpoints and hearing about other people's unpleasant experiences, change your perspective from a negative one to a positive one. Spend time with good people who will help you rise above your circumstances, read a book about overcoming hardship, and listen to music that motivates rather than depresses you. Number 10, living life without integrity. Living dishonestly entails leading a life that is not authentic to your values and self. Like wearing improperly fitting clothing, it just doesn't feel right. It saps your self-esteem, saps your energy, and breeds emotions of guilt and shame. You can choose to live with integrity every day. Integrity is displayed in all facets of life, whether it be keeping a commitment or protesting injustice. It involves making decisions that are more in line with who we are as people than with how we would like to be perceived by others. Number 11, rumors. It's easy to get sucked into the rumors and gossip that circulate in your social circles, but you should never put up with it. Gossiping is cruel, damaging, and frequently untrue. Individuals who engage in it frequently attempt to elevate themselves by disparaging those around them. Avoid being coerced into this action by anyone. Number 12, ingratitude. There is no way around it. Gratitude is something people often fail to practice. In fact, some argue that a lack of gratitude has become so commonplace that we've come to accept it as the norm. We're surprised when someone does something kind without expecting anything in return. What's more, not only do people expect others to be ungrateful, but sometimes they actually tolerate this behavior in themselves. Or even worse, they try to conceal their own ingratitude by pretending that they're too busy, tired, or stressed out to express their appreciation for what someone else has done for them. Ingratitude is an ugly form of selfishness. It's the opposite of gratitude, and it's something that you should never tolerate from yourself or others. Number 13, living without fun. If all you do in life is work, you are out of balance. Living well means being totally present, both physically and spiritually, which includes having fun. Everyone has their own definition of what it means to have fun, but it always entails amusement and satisfaction, as well as engaging in activities only for their own pleasure. Even though we don't always have the time, we should engage in this form of leisure activity occasionally for our mental and physical well-being.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.